Hello and welcome back to my channel, and just in case you're new here, my name is Mike, and in this video we have the second ever on this channel. We are going to do another collaboration with somebody new this time, and that is Horror Things and More. He's an up-and-comer here on the horror YouTube, and he's just got his channel going just, I'd say, a couple months ago, and he's getting better and better with every video he does. And him and I decided to come together to do a video where we're going to pick 5 categories amongst our collection, and we're going to explain stories behind them, or the first thing we ever got, or the best story, things of that nature. You'll see as the video goes on. So please give this video a watch, and when you're all done here, head over to his channel and show it some love, and make sure you do that because there will be a link down in the description below. So on behalf of both of us, thank you so much for watching, and let's slice right into this.
Yeah, guys, the first thing in my collection has to be this. I was living with my dad at the time, and his neighbor was in the horror movies like I am. He went to a horror con, gave this to me. One of his teeth actually broke, that one right there, because yeah, he has 2 sharp teeth. One of them broke off. This is a very old figure. This is made in like the late 90s, I think. It was made in China. So yeah, guys, this figure is very meaningful to me. And with this whole horror collection, if you guys can see in the back, I did put a little bit more shelves up. Room tour coming soon. But like I'm saying, without this guy, I would not have any of this stuff in here. So thank this guy for this channel and all this. So yeah, this is the most meaningful. I mean, the first thing I have in my collection, and the most meaningful. So yeah, guys. There.
Alright everybody, so for this category, this is the first thing that we ever added to our horror collection. Now for me personally, this is kind of a tough one because I know that I've had a lot of things over the years that I don't have anymore, and I've been collecting since I was, I don't know, maybe 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that range. Somewhere in that age range, and there's things I don't have anymore. And I have some old school McFarlane Alien and Predator figures from Movie Maniacs, if you guys remember those. I got a bunch of those in storage under my stairs right now because a lot of them are broken, and that's why I didn't put them on display. Those possibly predate these behind me, but I'm not sure. So anyway, as far as things in my actual collection right now that I know was one of the first things I ever had is these bad boys right over my shoulder. These are the Sideshow Collectibles Jason and Freddy figures. I think 12-inch and like 14-inch or something like that. I think Jason's 14 and Freddy's 12, something like that. And these came out in 2004 when the movie came out, shortly after the movie release, and I still have the original boxes here. I just pinned them to the wall for decorative purposes. I still got the original boxes for them, like I said, and they both came with a figure stand, as you can see right up here, but I lost the other one, and they've seen their fair share of wear and tear. I know you can't see it on film, but it's actually super glued right here, and Freddy's missing a finger blade on his pointer finger. These have definitely been through the ringer, and I've had them for a very long time, and nowadays they are extremely rare, extremely hard to find, and if you do find them, they are up there in price. So as far as I know, at least in this room right now, the first things I ever had in my horror collection. Alright everybody, we are seriously bouncing from wall to wall in my horror room, and I didn't even intentionally do it that way. So this is going to be the rarest thing in my collection. Again, I have a lot of rare things in this room, and I almost picked one of my screen use props behind me, but then I thought to myself, there's a difference between one of a kind and rare. You know what I mean? Like that leprechaun arm, if you guys are familiar with my channel, that's one of a kind. That's not rare, it's one of a kind. So this is something that's rare, very rare, and I, believe me, had to pay up for it, and I am so glad to have it, is the 3-0 12-inch TV series Hannibal. As you guys can see here, I absolutely love this figure. The detail in his face, his suit just looks amazing. And he came with some really cool accessories. If you're familiar with the show, he came with his plastic kill suit, and he came with some kitchen knives, and he came in a really cool box. And the deluxe edition even came with that little stag statue Again, if you're familiar with the show, you'll understand all of that. That's been out of production. Hasn't been made since 2016 or 17 or something, and you can't find them anymore. And if you do, they're like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I had to pay up for that bad boy, and even so, I got a good deal for it. But I had to have it, man. It's Hannibal. That's my shit, man. I had to have it. So that would be the rarest thing in my collection that I wanted to show off to you guys.
Hey guys, and then something that's very rare that I have in my collection would be this right here. His hat's a little messed up. I made this. Well, not really made this, but I made like the little stand so it kind of looks like a bust. I gotta fix it up a little bit better. I have a gun right here, and it says evidence. I have his little horn right there. Hold on, I'm gonna flip the camera on this so you guys can see it better, but yeah. Hold on, let me flip the camera. Yeah, so see, you guys can see the gun right there. The horn. This is how it looks inside the case. Basically, this is why it's rare. This John was like not screen used, but it was a screen mold, and they crafted. And they actually stopped selling these because the guy that was making these, he couldn't produce these anymore. This is man made and everything, man scoped and all that. So very rare. This is just a Trick or Treater jumpsuit I just bloodied up. That John's bloodied up, but this thing is very rare. So yeah, that's probably my rarest thing in my collection. The most thing I'm attached to either has to be Chucky, because that's like a really good memory of mine, or this Pumpkinhead, because without this I wouldn't even started my whole horror channel. I would never even have any of this stuff here. So without this guy or him, but mostly this guy, I'll never get rid of him. And yeah, guys, right here, this is.
And now it just feels like we're going all around my horror room because now we're on the back side of my horror room to go over this category, and that is what item I'm very attached to and has maybe the best story behind it. Now, again, there's a lot of stories in this room. My best stories are in particularly my autographs and the celebrities that I've met and the encounters that I've had with them. But again, I have a video on my channel of my top 5 autographs, and I go through all the stories and all that stuff detail by detail. So I thought this one would be a fun one to go over, is this jumbo-sized Chucky Funko Pop right here. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I had posted that back in like, I don't know, maybe November or something. I had seen it at a Walmart, and they only had one left, and I'd never seen it before, and I really wanted to get it, and I said, no, I'm gonna pass on it so I can get some stuff for my kids for Christmas, because it's about my kids and not me, right? Well, I had gone back. I was like, you know what? I can't live without it. I went back the next day or something like that, and it was gone. And I'm like, mother. And so it was gone, and I gave up on it or whatever. Well, lo and behold, Christmas morning, I opened that bad boy from my wife and kids, and I don't even remember. I don't even know how they knew, but somehow my wife knew, and she went and snuck and bought it for me and hid it away in our closet for me until Christmas morning, and I opened it up, and I was totally shocked that I loved it. And now it has a rightful place down here in my horror room, looking absolutely amazing, by the way. So, yeah, there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Alright, everybody, now we're back on this side of my horror room to discuss my most meaningful piece in my collection. Now, this one, again, was really hard for me because there's so much stuff in my collection that means a lot to me. I have things in here that were gifts from friends. I have things that were gifts from my parents. I have things that my daughters made for me. I have things that I've wanted forever, and they're like holy grail pieces to me. There's so much stuff in my collection that means the world to me. But when I stop and I thought about it, I decided to go with this one, and this means the world to me. It was a convention that I had gone to. It was my mom's treat, actually, back in 2014, I want to say. I think it was 2014. We took a family friend, and she doesn't watch my channel, but shout out to you, DJ. We took a family friend. My wife was pregnant with our first baby at the time, and my mom liked horror movies as well, and it was actually her treat. She paid for the whole thing, and we went to go meet Robert Englund in full Freddy makeup. As you can see, there's me with Freddy. There's my mom. Sorry about the shaky there with Freddy. And here's our lanyard because we were VIP, like all, all access, whatnot. And that whole trip just means a lot to me. And I don't know, anybody watching this, if you're close with your parents or whatnot. I'm very close with my family, my parents. I'm very close with them. But for whatever reason, over the years, we just don't take a lot of pictures together for some reason. I don't know why. And as you can see right here, it's one of the first times I actually got a picture with my mom and everything, and that was so cool, and that meant a lot to me. So, this whole trip means a lot to me. These pictures mean a lot to me, and that's why I picked it for most memorable piece in my collection.
The most meaningful thing in my collection is probably this Chucky doll right here, because my mom got it for me for my 15th birthday. And I literally was telling her I wanted it, and like she surprised me with it, and I don't know, I was like super excited. I never thought I would get something like this. Her and my grandpa chipped in to get it. And I'm obsessed with this. I love Chucky. I'll never forget this. Like, I was so excited. It literally felt like a movie when I seen this thing outside my door. I opened them up. It was literally Chucky. So yeah, guys, that's like the most meaningful thing in my collection, and basically that freaking the pumpkin head, but this mostly. So yeah. And the most recent thing in my collection, I actually just did a video on this not that long ago. Reanimator figure. I'm not gonna go into too much depth of it because I literally just did a video on this. If you guys want to check it out, it's on my channel. So yeah, Reanimator figure. I'm not gonna put this at the end because there's already a whole video of it at the end. So yeah, you guys can go to that video and watch it. So yeah, that's the newest thing I got in my collection.
We're back on this side of the room for the most recent thing added to my horror collection. Now, technically, it would be this sweet-ass poster for Godzilla vs. Kong that I got at the movies on Friday, but that's not cool enough for this video. So we're actually going to talk about this bad boy. Ooh, right there. That is a soft vinyl statue from Star Ace, I believe the company is called. 12.5 inches, I believe. And if you're not familiar with who he is, that is Marcus, one of the vampire elders from the Underworld franchise. I absolutely am in love with this thing. As soon as I saw it, I had to buy it. There was not a second thought in my mind. I'm trying not to spend money right now, but when I saw him, it was game over. I had to have him. And not only is he looking super fresh, but he's also positioned right next to Blade, the Vampire Slayer. Gets me thinking, if those two were to get into a fight, I wonder who'd win that. I don't know, but man, would I love to see it. So this is the most recent thing into my collection, the Marcus Underworld statue, and it's freaking awesome. As always, I want to say thank you so much to every single person that watches this, that likes this, that comments on this. On behalf of myself and Horror Things and More, we say thank you so very much. Now, if you would like to have a more personal conversation with me, a more personal look at my life of horror, you want to request videos, or you just want to shoot the shit about horror movies or whatever you may want to do, my Instagram right there is a great place to do it. So go ahead and give me a follow. And also, if you're interested, we also launched our own Facebook horror community group. It is a closed private group. That way we can keep out people that want to be fucking assholes and want to be dicks. We can keep them out of the chat, and it's all positive, and it's a fun place to go and talk anything horror, kaiju, movie trailers, horror memes, collections, pickups, whatever you want. That's a great place to go. If you're interested, just go to Facebook and type in "This is Our Design HC." My wife or myself will accept you right away, and you can start talking some bloody good shit. And if you do go there, there's going to be some familiar faces. James from Wanna Play, Horror Things and More. They are both in the community. They are a part of this, and they are just as big of a part of it as I am or you watching. So if you're interested, go join the community and let's get that up and rolling. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and this was Our Design.